Welcome back, everyone. Today we are diving into one of the most exciting matchups of the NFL preseason as the Dallas Cowboys get set to take on the Atlanta Falcons in Week 3. This is more than just another exhibition game, it's the final preseason opportunity for players on the bubble to prove themselves, for rookies to show they belong, and for the coaching staff to evaluate who deserves a spot when final roster cuts come down. For the Cowboys, this matchup carries extra intrigue because we've seen flashes of young talent throughout training camp and the first two preseason games, and now we'll get to see who can carry that momentum into what is often considered the most telling week of preseason action. The spotlight will be bright, the competition will be fierce, and we're breaking down the top 10 Cowboys players you need to watch against the Falcons, including a closer look at rookie running back Jaydon Blue, who is quietly becoming one of the most talked about players in Dallas right now. When we think about preseason, many casual fans tune out because they believe it doesn't matter, but real Cowboys fans know that this is where futures are decided. Every snap can make or break a career. Coaches are analyzing film, position battles are unfolding, and veterans are fighting to hold off younger, hungrier challengers. Week 3 of the preseason is traditionally the closest thing we get to a dress rehearsal for the regular season, and while not every star will be on the field for long, this is the game where rotations start to look more like the real thing. And for Dallas, who is trying to bounce back from last season's bitter ending, this preseason is crucial for setting the tone. Let's start with the name that has Cowboys Nation buzzing: Jaydon Blue. The rookie running back out of Texas has turned heads in training camp with his speed, vision, and ability to make plays in space. With the departure of longtime veteran Ezekiel Elliott a couple of seasons ago and Tony Pollard moving on this offseason, the Cowboys are still in the process of reshaping their running back room. Blue has shown that he can be more than just a depth piece. He has the explosiveness to become a legitimate weapon in this offense. Against the Falcons, fans will be watching closely to see if he can continue stacking impressive performances. Can he handle pass protection? Can he grind out tough yards between the tackles? These questions will be answered under the bright lights, and if he shines, he could solidify himself not just as a roster lock, but as someone who earns touches during the regular season. Now, while Blue will draw plenty of attention, there are 9 more Cowboys players that deserve just as much focus. First up, let's talk about Trey Lance, the young quarterback who is still fighting to prove he belongs in this league. Dallas traded for Lance to give themselves a developmental project behind Dak Prescott, but so far, he has been inconsistent. We've seen flashes of the arm talent that made him a first-round pick, but we've also seen accuracy struggles and questionable decision-making. This game against the Falcons will be a massive test for him, especially since the Cowboys may lean on him for extended snaps. If Lance can put together a clean performance, limit turnovers, and show command of the offense, he might change the narrative about his future in Dallas. Another player worth watching is Luke Schoonmaker, the second-year tight end who has been under pressure to live up to expectations after injuries slowed his rookie season. Tight ends in this Cowboys system play a huge role, not only as pass catchers but also as blockers, and Schoonmaker has the chance to cement himself as a reliable option behind Jake Ferguson. Against the Falcons, his ability to create separation and contribute in the red zone will be a storyline to follow. Moving to the defensive side of the ball, DeMarvion Overshown is a player fans cannot wait to see back in action. After suffering a season-ending injury as a rookie last year, Overshown has been on the comeback trail, and this preseason has been about proving he is healthy and ready to contribute. His speed at linebacker, combined with his ability to cover running backs and tight ends, makes him a potentially dynamic piece for Dan Quinn's defense. The Falcons' offense will provide a good test, and if Overshown flies around the field and makes plays, it will ease concerns about his recovery. Speaking of Dan Quinn's defense, Mazi Smith, the former first-round pick at defensive tackle, is under the microscope. Smith was drafted to be a run-stuffing force in the middle, but his rookie year was a learning curve, and the Cowboys are expecting a significant step forward this season. Preseason Week 3 is the perfect opportunity for him to dominate the line of scrimmage, show improved technique, and demonstrate the power that made him such a highly regarded prospect. If he clogs up running lanes and pressures the quarterback, it could give fans confidence that he's ready to anchor the interior of this defense. Another intriguing young player is Jalen Tolbert, the wide receiver who has quietly been one of the standouts of camp. After struggling to make an impact as a rookie, Tolbert has come back with renewed focus, better route running, and stronger chemistry with the quarterbacks. With CeeDee Lamb locked in as the number 1 option and Brandon Cooks established as a deep threat, there's an opening for someone like Tolbert to become the third reliable option. Against the Falcons, his ability to create separation and make contested catches will be on display, and if he continues to shine, it might push him into a bigger role when the season kicks off. Shifting back to defense, let's talk about Eric Scott Jr., the cornerback who is fighting for a roster spot. Dallas is loaded at corner with Trayvon Diggs and Darren Bland leading the way, but depth is always crucial, and Scott has shown flashes in camp. Preseason Week 3 could be his best chance to prove he deserves to stick around. If he can lock down receivers, break up passes, and avoid penalties, he may carve out a spot on this talented roster. On the offensive line, all eyes will be on rookie Cooper Beebe, who has been getting reps at both guard and center. Offensive line depth is always a concern, especially for a team like the Cowboys who have dealt with injuries in recent years. Beebe's versatility makes him valuable, but he has to prove he can handle NFL speed and strength. Facing the Falcons' front seven will give him a great chance to show that he can hold his ground and protect the quarterback. Another offensive player to watch is Rico Dowdle, who is battling for carries in the running back rotation. While Jaydon Blue has been the flashy rookie, Dowdle has been steady and reliable when given opportunities. This game could be pivotal for him in proving he deserves a role in the regular season offense. Coaches love consistency, and if Dowdle can demonstrate that he can pick up blitzes and handle short yardage situations, he may edge out other backs for playing time. Finally, we can't leave out Sam Williams, the defensive end who is entering a critical year in his development. With Micah Parsons being the star of the defense, the Cowboys need complementary pass rushers to step up, and Williams has the physical tools to be that guy. Against the Falcons, his ability to set the edge, disrupt the quarterback, and show improved discipline will be key. If he continues to develop, he could give Dallas another dangerous weapon in their pass rushing arsenal. So, to recap, the top Cowboys players to watch against the Falcons in this all-important preseason Week 3 game include Jaydon Blue, Trey Lance, Luke Schoonmaker, DeMarvion Overshown, Motzie Smith, Jalen Tolbert, Eric Scott Jr., Cooper Beebe, Rico Dowdle, and Sam Williams. Each of these players has a unique storyline, and their performances could shape the Cowboys' roster and rotation heading into the regular season. This is what makes preseason so compelling, not the final score, but the battles within the game. For the players, this is their moment, their audition, and for some, it might be their last shot to wear a Cowboys uniform. As we head into this matchup, Cowboys fans should be excited. Yes, it's just preseason, but these games matter for the future of the team. Will Jaydon Blue prove he belongs as part of the running back rotation? Can Trey Lance finally show the promise that once made him a top draft pick? Will Motzie Smith dominate in the trenches? And which under-the-radar players like Eric Scott Jr. or Cooper Beebe will seize the opportunity to turn heads? These questions will all be answered when the Cowboys take the field against the Falcons, and that's why this game is must-watch for true fans of the star. So, buckle up because the Dallas Cowboys are about to give us one more preseason showcase before the real battles of the regular season begin. This is where stars are born, rosters are finalized, and momentum is built heading into Week 1. Make sure you're tuned in, and don't forget to keep an eye on those 10 names we highlighted today because they could be the difference makers when the games really count. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Cowboys vs. Falcons preseason preview and our breakdown of the top players to watch, Make sure to hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments about which players you're most excited to see, and of course, subscribe to the channel so you never miss any Cowboys updates, rumors, and game previews. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Go Cowboys!